We're back. Hey, Bogey, by the way. Um, these rune armors? Yeah, these are, um, in the very first place in the mortuary. Um, wait, if you get this, Tome of Bone and Ash, which I can't remember exactly where it was. It was either, like, some skeleton or some zombie had it, maybe, or maybe it was just in a chest. But if you have this, and maybe high enough stats as well, then the giant skeletons you can disenchant and they fall apart to these things. These just teach you spells, so they're just essentially scrolls. um, they just teach shield and armor. They're no different than just scrolls you can
balance
get and learn.
all things.
Okay, I wanted to see if I could puzzle out one more Zerthamon level. Nope. No new circles reveal themselves. I don't remember how many circles there actually are. I want to say maybe 19 intellect is how much you need for the max of that. I'm not sure though. And I guess I could probably
The flesh knows that it suffers.
go ahead and
Even when the
learn.
mind does
I've been
not.
holding on to these because I've been doing this Circle of Zerthamon that I didn't want to like double up on spells. Is like for instance, one of the spells you learn is the equivalent of the shield spell. Although the shield spell lasts longer. But let's learn armor. And oh, that's interesting. Just until destroyed by damage, this spell grants an armor class of 6 to the target. Oh, we have better armor class than that anyway. Hmm. That might actually be.
I regret nothing.
Wonder how much does it sell for? Armor is just kind of a crappy spell. Let me make sure I sell both of them at one time. Wait, this is shield. I want to hold on to that because shield, this shield lasts longer than the Zerthamon shield. Although that does give us 1200 copper, so we can go get, we can go get one more tattoo. Maybe we also buy friends while we're here. And friends. Chromatic orb. Blood bridge. Alright, let's go get to my, I still have, still have 1200, copper, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll have friends in the off chance that we actually need a charisma buff or something. And then we will go back to the Alley of the Dangerous Angles and continue exploring there.
All right.
Alright, greater presence. Alright, we're poor again, but we now have 18 intellect, 25 wisdom, and 15 charisma.
All right.
Let's go back to the alley. Wait a minute. For some reason in my I have this in my memory as going to the Alley of Dangerous Angles, but it's the one up here.
Done. I'm
Okay. Alright, we're just gonna explore around here. I think it's safe to always open containers, I think. I don't think anyone's gonna get, like, upset at us or anything. It's the containers aren't, like, owned or anything. This is a crate of worthless perishables. This is a burnt-out building. Its timbers creak and groan. Sounds very unstable. So we learned about this, but this area got burnt by Ignis, the corpse in the corpse, which isn't actually a corpse, in the smoldering corpse bar. This is a crate of stolen good. It looks thoroughly plundered. Hey, hold on. I have some really vague memory about this, but I don't remember the details. Okay, Rook. You see a young man dressed in plain but well-kept clothes. He pauses in his pacing as you approach. Greetings. Rogue in trouble, big. Help you do? What's wrong? Rogue, forget rings and tent. Friends in need to magic with. No rings. Be mad at Rook. One ring brown like chink. Other shiny like mirror. Last is pretty and yellow. Bring back for Rook? I'll bring him back for you.
Updated my journal. I'm gone.
Oh. Apparently, these chests are trapped for some reason, even though they have, like, nothing in them. Weird.
All right.
Okay. That didn't do enough to us to worry. Container is locked.
Endure. In endure your path, I cannot force this. I hear your words. Insert the mon's name. Your will opened.
Charm Infinite Recall. That's just up to your lore really high, so you can identify stuff.
Balance in all things.
Done.
Oh wait. Tent. Good thing that showed up on the map. I don't know if I would have been able to. I would have realized that was a building we could go on otherwise. This is a crude shelter constructed of makeshift materials. Can
All
we,
right. I'm gone.
Huh. There may be other tents we can go in? Greetings, what are you doing in my tent? I'm searching for Rogue's tent, do you know where it is? Blast, you're another friend of Rogue's? Yeah, this is one of the tents he calls home. As you can see, this one is full up. You'll find one of his others. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, they're all
Alright.
marked on the map here.
Done.
You seem to have startled her. She abruptly stops rummaging through the tent and stares at you nervously. Greetings. I wasn't doing nothing. I swears it. Why don't you tell me what you weren't doing? He looks at you as if about to tell you something, and quickly dashes for the door.
Done. I'm gone.
Then there was one up here.
Done.
And this one doesn't look like it has anybody in it.
I'm gone.
Okay, so this guy just wanted us to find these 3 things. Again, not 100% sure what happens here. Got all the rings here. You new friends are Rook now. Rook take rings now. Rook
Updated my
thanks new
journal.
friends. Masters, Rook has rings. Let us begin. Abracada. Ahem. Oops, brah. What? Well, that went well. Hey, they actually dropped some interesting stuff here. Rogue lose friends, but Rogue make new friend. Call him Green Thing. You see what appears to be an ordinary Limlim. It's hard to believe that this cute little creature slaughtered 5 wizard apprentices with such ease. Okay, just because I'm curious. Okay, he does do... Okay, he had a lot of health, and he did do some damage, but only 130 experience. Right, so... Can loot stuff. I think we will just sell, Scroll of Armor. Fist of Iron. This spell gives the caster's fist the strength and durability of iron, turning it into a living weapon. Any punches that caster does will do more damage than normal. Seems like I will just always have a weapon, so I don't know why I would necessarily want that. Plus 1 armor class. Let's see, what about the identify? Should I, like, keep that for having on a second wizard? Maybe. Already learned this, right? Yeah, it would be yellow or green if I hadn't learned it. I guess I can just, like, take the philosophy of learning,
Alright.
learning spells even if I'm not sure I'm going to use them. I don't need I don't have like a crazy need for more money right now. Although Dakan can also wear tattoos. So he could get like the he could get all the fighter tattoos.
All right.
Alright, I think there was one more thing here, right? Can we enter here? This old, singed building looks as if it might have once been a temple. Is there really no way in here? Hold on. Okay, yeah, there we go.
I'm gone.
Okay. Aola. Welcome to the Cathedral of Asakar, or Eoskar. Have you come to worship Eoskar with me? You can be his second disciple. Okay, we heard about Eoskar. He was someone who fought against the Lady of Pain. So we may want to be careful about that. Why are there no other disciples of Eoskar? Over the years I have had many disciples. Unfortunately, they have all disappeared. It's quite frustrating, actually. As soon as they become initiates, I never see them again. Lately, there has been rumor going around that the lady herself is the cause. Now no one comes by anymore. You are the first soul I've seen to stop by in a long while. Tell me more. His voice takes on a tone of adulation. Eoskar is the keeper of gateways. Within Eoskar lies the power of portals, doorways, and opportunity. Sigil, also known as the City of Doors, used to be the home of Eoskar until he was cast out by that accursed lady. Now there are few worshippers of Eoskar here because the lady forbids it. That will soon change, however, as I help the people to see the greatness of Eoskar. She cannot stand against the will of the people. Okay. I did think we did a proper save here. Okay, yeah. Okay, it looks like we have to
All right.
decide to become a
I'm gone.
disciple on the first interaction with him.
Done.
It's really hard to find the opening there. Okay. The lost soul is returned. Come, let us give thanks to Eoskar and celebrate your return. I assume you reconsidered? What congregation? The only people I see here are you. Over the years... Okay, that's the same thing. Okay, I wish to become a disciple. Wonderful. It's been so long since the last person asked. Aola makes you perform a series of complex rituals and then says, "You are now a disciple of Eoskar. Go now and spread the word to the denizens of Sigil, so that all may know their glory."
Done. All right.
I wonder if just becoming a disciple is enough to piss off the lady, or if we have to... oh, here we go.
I doing here?
Okay.
Done.
We, got mazed, which we had learned about a little bit earlier. See if we can find our way out. See some portals here, but they don't, or doorways, I should say. They don't appear to be open. Found some loot. Chaos Feather. Enchanted +1. Panics target, but is fragile and breakable. Skull-tipped mace. This is a pretty... Oh, I was going to say pretty sweet mace, but 1d6 acid damage to self. Maybe not so sweet. A bone-framed journal. This appears to be some sort of journal. Sheets of dried human skin have been stretched across the framework of the bone, and strangely enough, it appears the sheets of skin have healed together at the seams, forming the spine of a makeshift book. It looks as like the outer sheets of skin form a cover for a series of other skin sheets locked inside the bone frame. A series of symbols has been written in blood across the exterior of the sheets of skin, but you can't make them out. They appear to be some form of writing, but they seem to be written upside down, right to left, and at odd angles that make your eyes hurt. Despite the crudity of the writing, you have to admit that the design of the bone frame is actually quite intricate. The bones have been carved so that they snap neatly together. It looks like the bones can be unhooked from each other, allowing the book to be opened and read. Okay, we've been looking for a journal. That's like the same thing that the description said. Examine the skin, examine the frame. Unlock the bone frame. You unlock the bone frame, which unfolds with a neat snap. You open the book and study the pages. They are filled with the same strange series of symbols as were on the exterior cover, and they don't seem to make any sense. Try and puzzle out the symbols. The symbols don't seem to follow any pattern, at least any that you can see. The angles and pictures displayed seem to be completely arbitrary, but you can't be absolutely sure. Huh. Oops. Yeah, I thought maybe I needed a higher intellect or something. Rehook the bone frame and leave the journal alone. As you rehook the bone frame, you are suddenly struck with a strange thought. That the pages of the entire interior aren't supposed to make any sense. You, whoever you were at the time, put the symbols there to deceive anyone looking to read the real actual contents, which are hidden somewhere else in the journal frame. Examine the bone frame. Examine the edge of the frame and you notice that one of the bones has a hairline fracture around one of its ends. You put your hand over the edge and twist off the top of the bone, revealing a hollow space. Inside the space is a small, rolled up scrap of skin. Pull it out and read it. This scrap of skin is covered in writing. It looks like someone kept writing over it again and again, till it is almost illegible. Nonetheless, you make out some of the words and some of the symbols. Trapped, trapped. Ladies' will be done. Dodge her gaze. Too many I killed. Too many strangle and kill and stop the breath in their throats. There's a way out, I know it, then I'll give the bladed one the laugh. One of the arches holds way out, one of them does. One of them has way out, can't just keep going through one of them at a time. Maybe I should go through one, then walk back the same time. Portal without. Maybe I should go through one, then walk back to the same portal without. The entry trails off into indecipherable scrawls. For some reason, you have a feeling that was the last entry. Either the incarnation died in the maze, or escaped somehow.
Updated my journal. I'm gone.
Alright, so that gave the hint of going in a portal and then going back to the same portal. See that it's still lit up here. Now, I don't know if it matters which portal we do this on. So we'll find out here in a second. Okay. That did not seem to work. I wonder if so I don't remember if it's if it's a certain portal that does that. Okay. That does not seem to be doing anything, so let's try actually, you know what? We came out this one, right? So I think the way this works is there's one portal which is the way out, but what you have to do is you have to you've got to go in it and then make your way back to it. Like by going across this. These two look isolated, so I'm assuming it's not one of those. So this one I think we can get back to. If that doesn't work, we'll try this one here. I'm pretty sure you don't have to do it multiple times in a row. Just have to go back into one that you already went into. But since it didn't work with the one up here, I'm assuming it's a specific one that we have to do that with. Okay, that, yeah, seems like the way out.
All right.
Okay. We got out. I hope
Done.
I hope we don't end up getting mazed again. I assume once we escape, unless we piss her off again, we'll be fine.
I'm gone.
You've returned. Excuse my surprise. It's just that you are the first disciple to ever return. Most seem to disappear. How may I help you? What happened? One minute I was becoming a disciple, and the next thing I know I'm stuck in some kind of maze. It sounds as if you were portaled somewhere. Only experienced followers of Asokar and the Lady could do such a thing. This might explain the disappearances of my other disciples. I must contemplate on this. Please leave. Curious if, let me, like, go back and forth?
I'm gone.
Alrighty, I think that's probably everything in the, Alley of Dangerous Angles. Okay, we didn't get maced
I'm
that
gone.
time. Good. Alright, some more areas to explore. Rewind. This man is looking at you with a strange, bug-eyed stare. His eyes are huge. So huge they look ready to pop out of his sockets and roll across the cobblestones. He nods eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird, and as you near him you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. Greetings. The man sniffles, wiping his nose on his sleeve, and opens his mouth to reveal blackened, rotted gums. Stories for coins, sirrah? His breath reeks. It smells like this man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Stories for coin? Who are you? The man snorts, thick with phlegm. Names, who you are. His head does a slight twitch every time he repeats himself. Names, dangerous. He glances at the ground and stirs the dirt with his foot. Dangerous? Knowing a name or being stuck with one, both's a mess of trouble. He looks back at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for. Reekwind. Once again you begin conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surrounds him. The given name. Is that your real name? Not my true name. Reekwind mumbles on, head twitching every time he says name. True name's a dangerous thing. Gives others power. He stares at you with his huge eyes and wags his finger. Keep your name secret. Keep it close. Never let it out. What do you mean? Names are like smells. Things can track you at them. Reekwind coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels, for he breaks wind loudly, as if to accentuate his point. If someone knows a true name, it gives them power. The power to hurt. I don't know my true name. Reekwind eyes widen. Seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. Then you are blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains. Untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. He smacks his gums wetly. Name chosen and name given. It allows others to find you and hurt you. Have you been hurt? Reekwind gives a twitching nod, then scratches himself. Let my name slip once. Only once. His eyes film over as if the memory is painful, then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story I can, but 3 coppers must I see. His face splits into a smile as he says the word coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Very well. 3 copper. Reekwind gets into a stance, looks left, looks right, then faces you. His face clenches, then with a grunt, he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. Cursed eye! Walked the wards in splendor. He stands up stiffly, nose high in the air. He saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passers-by.
Updated my journal.
Reekwind freezes, his arms akimbo, crossed paths with a crossed one. Had the looking of a pumpkin, his seeds, curses. Reekwind then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat, slicks back his hair with his filthy palms so he looks almost bald, and begins drumming his fingers on his fat belly. He then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper-class persona used to be. All a jumble with curses this one was. With a sneer, in a careless gesture, Reekwind tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Knew my name, let it slip I had, all it took it all. He stiffens again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. The persona suddenly crumbles, and Reekwind breaks wind violently, then exhales, filling the air with his foul, reeking breath. Cursed with stenches, smells, excrement. Came here to tell tales. All good for now. Now Requind is the name. Name given. Given name. Okay. Do I have anything to sell? I guess I could probably sell this. But it does damage back at me. Actually, maybe I should check these things and make sure they're not important. Surely these things I can definitely sell.
All right.
But maybe the special weapons I hang on to. Oops. Can you tell me about this area? The hive, the hive. A tale I can tell, a tale I can tell. I will, but 3 coppers must I see. He smacks his gums together and snorts like a pig. Spireward, spireward. He points to his left in the charred alley in the distance. An alley of dangerous angles. He bends his limbs in twisted parody of one of the skeletal buildings. Not always angled. Not always burned and charred. Once alive. No longer. Flames, fire. He flings his hands up in the air and waves them to simulate flames. The alley burned. Great smoke, ash everywhere. In the end, only skeletons of buildings left. Bones of dead buildings. Bones of dead buildings. Angles. Everywhere
Updated
angles.
my journal.
He hunches forward, his voice a whisper. Again, the stench from his body hits you like a wave. Dangerous now. Bad men have set up their kip there. Kip there. He bows and breaks wind in quick spurts, like a bugle blowing. That is the tale of how a street becomes an alley of dangerous angles. How'd the fire start? He makes a semicircle over his heart. A man made it so. A beast made it so. A man who even fiends admire. The sorcerer's tale, filled with madness at his burning yearning. A tale I can tell. I will, but 3 coppers must I see. The sorcerer there was. No simple hedge wizard this, but a mage of power. He brings his hands together reverently, then smiles evilly. He burned with the art, and the art burned him. The name given him was Ignis, a name respected, then feared, then hated, then punished. Requind gives a rattling wheeze, then claws the air and hisses, apparently imitating Ignis. Taught by one of the last great magi Ignis was, and as an apprentice, Ignisner learned much, and nothing at the same time. Requind shakes his head sadly. In his heart, his coal black heart, a fire blazed. It burned and it hungered. Requind claws at his chest as if in pain. As it hungered, Ignis hungered. It was his wish to see the plains burn. In the night, Requind hunches down and begins to slowly stalk in the direction of the alley, a mad grin on his face. Ignis came to the alley that was to be the alley of angles, and the fire in his eyes, the fire in his heart, both he let out. Requind points at the alley and then flings his arm into the air, silently screaming and laughing at the same time. Flesh ran like wax, people like candles, and Ignis laughed. Requind crumples to the ground, his body racked with imagined pain. An evil was done, and forgotten not. He stands up, then hunches over, looks left, looks right, then starts mumbling, as if secretly in conference with someone. Something was to be done. He stands up stiffly, his face resolute. A punishment was decided. All the hedge wizards, midwives, rune-tellers, copper-pinching witches, all manner of magelings, they came, all. Even those with the smallest trace of the art. to punish Ignis. Separately, they were flies. He makes a buzzing noise between his rotten gums. Together, dangerous, dangerous. He hums, then raises his hands. Caught Ignis, granted his wish. He swirls his hands as if casting a spell. He wished to burn, they granted it. Using his own desire to fuel the casting, they made his body a door to the plane of fire. They intended to kill him.
Updated my journal.
Failed. Reekwind breaks wind again as to accentuate the failure of the wizards. Ignis lived, only slept. Blanket of flames, turned in his sleep as he burned, never happier. He shuts his eyes, wraps his arms around himself, and turns slowly, burning, ever burning. His eyes suddenly snap open. One day he will wake, and then the plane shall burn. Alright, you got any other stories? I wonder if I do this if this is gonna be the same story every time, or if it'll get like added to the list or something, so we can check with this one. The sorcerer there was, no simple hedge wizard this, but a mage. Oh no, that's one I've already listened to. Repeating himself. I went to hear the story of a man who came to the city without name or memory, and spoke with a cursed storyteller who warned him of the danger of names. Reekwind stops twitching and scratching for a moment, and stares at you. That tale? That tale costs nothing, for it is worth nothing, and it is worth noting that it would be a sad tale indeed. Nevertheless, I'd hear it. Where would such a tale begin? He grunts, then gives a reeking wheeze that makes your eyes tear up. He seems to be thinking. We begin with a man waking up in the mortuary, believed dead, but in truth, only his memories are dead. Reekwind nods, then studies you and starts scratching himself violently, as if to give himself scars. Dead, but not dead. No memories, no name. He escapes the mortuary, enters the hive, and speaks to a man who let his true name slip once and has regretted it. Reekwind seems hypnotized by your words. Yes, much danger in the naming, perhaps. Perhaps the man to whom the nameless one speaks is warning to the danger of names. He seems to chew this over. Perhaps he has forgotten his name is better off. Is he? Is it better to suffer the truth with all its consequences, or better to remain ignorant? Which of the two men is better off? Reekwind gives you a hacking cough, then spits, the spittle green and wet, and he turns back to you. It's your question, your tale. It's you who must answer it. Wonder if this matters at all. The man who has forgotten his true name is better off, for he is protected against those who would do him harm, including himself. Where a named man moves, he is followed. When a nameless one moves, his name leaves no trail. Reekwind mulls this over, licking his lips. He begins to nod, slowly, then mumbles under his breath as if debating with himself. Eventually, he turns back to you. That is a tale with a moral that tells the teller's morals. He coughs and spits another lemmy glob onto the cobblestones. A tale that will answer itself in time. In time? It must have an answer, and every tale has an ending. I will refuse to accept it any other way. Reekwind scratches himself for a moment, nodding, then reaches into the folds of his robe and flicks you a coin. For such a tale, a clipped copper. He sneers. No more, for the tale's not finished. Okay. I'm gonna quickly check and see if there's any difference if you tell him something else. Okay. Seems like the only other option is if you ask him for if you ask him for something, or if you ask him for the moral of the story, you only get 500 experience, whereas if you answer it, you get 1,000. Okay. Clipped copper charm. +1 to luck, but it's temporary. This copper piece has been clipped. Most of the copper has been shaved off, no doubt to still keep the appearance it is a coin, and allowing the clipper to use the shaved copper to make another coin. Although many hive dwellers practice this method of quote-unquote making money, when the fated faction practices it, they do so with a frightening sense of purpose, creating charms that reflect their own miserly nature. In order to create these charms, the fated faction seek out failed business owners and other individuals who once possessed great wealth, then had a reversal of fortune and were left destitute. These individuals are given enchanted carving blades and asked to clip a copper for the fated in a tedious day-long ritual, which infuses the copper coin with the last traces of their former luck. The ritual, and the nature of the individual clipping the copper, allows a minor enchantment to seep into the coin and affect the fortune of whoever uses it. When the clipped copper charm is slipped into the air, it will spill into a rain of copper pieces and bestow some luck upon the user. Wonder if this is worth more using it or selling it. Flipped copper. You can see 33 copper when you use it, so it's probably worth more to just sell. I don't know, like, I don't really know what luck does. Okay, let's double check and make sure that this guy has no stories left. Okay, he's just repeating himself. I think it might be possible, like, if you like learn more about people, you can come and ask him for specific stories, I think. Oops. This bench looks ready to collapse. Okay, let's
Endure. In endure opened.
Come in, Basher. Look here, the finest Toledo blade.
like bust that open, but it doesn't actually seem like it's stealing. This huge box appears to double as a podium. A crude wooden cart, it looks as if it would fall apart if anyone tried to use it. And an old shopkeeper's cart. The wooden slats of these boxes are warped, allowing you to see inside. They hold rotting sacks of grain. Yeah. Oh yeah. This only sells for 1. Because it's cursed. Is there any reason we want to keep like a +1 buff? Temporary buff? So I'll hold on to it for a little bit.
All right.
Alright, so let's, I guess we can talk to, Iron Nails here first. This broad-shouldered woman is shuffling about amongst the huge beams lying on the street. She kicks at beams with iron-shod boots. Oh, you know what? I might need a certain dexterity to talk to her. Every once in a while, she bends down and wrenches a nail from one of the boards with her bare hands. She holds each one up, appraising it, then drops it in a leather sling bag. Greetings. She straightens up, hearing your approach. She smiles politely, but from her stance and the way her hand rests upon the hilt of her weapon, you can tell she's ready for trouble. You notice one of her eyes has a milky film over it. Close enough, Cutter. What do you need from me? Questions. She nods. Ask away then. Who are you? She pulls 3 nails from her sling bag, tossing them spinning into the air, and catching them in her palm. Iron Nails, they call me. She drops them back into the bag with a muffled clink. Why are you collecting the nails? I sell them to a man named Hamrys in the lower ward. Maker of coffins, he is. Tell me more about Hamrys. Not much to say. He's a bit chatty. Will rattle his bone box till you're barmy if you let him. But a fair bargainer. He needs the nails, I need the jink. And that's about as far as it goes. Where's the lower ward? I used to know the way I did. But the Davis have changed the streets around again. I don't know how to get there now. I'll need a chart. I'll need to chart a new path. But I figure the Davis will straighten things out eventually anyway. Davis? Aye, Davis. The lady's servants. You must be new to Sigil. Tell me more. They work all over the city doing the lady's will. Always building and rebuilding they are, using what's fallen or torn down to make something new. The lady? She frowns at you. Oh, no you don't. I won't be saying anything more about her than I already have. She traces a semicircle above her heart with a finger. Take my advice, Burke. Don't go asking around about the lady. What are you doing? She rolls her eyes. What did it look like I was doing, Burke? Collecting nails. Where's all this wood come from? Does anyone else here scavenge nails? She grins and shakes her head. No one was clever enough or had the will to do it before me. I've shoved off anyone who's tried to jump me claim ever since. She pats the long-bladed dagger hanging at her side lovingly. Your claim? Aye, that's what I call it. Honest labor's hard to come by in the hive, and I'm not about to let some sodden piker peel off me work. I send more than one Burke running and howling, holding their guts in. Or off with the collectors if they were unlucky. Her dead eye gleams maliciously. The hive knows this spot is Iron Nails. So it does. Oh, actually, is her name Iron Knolls, not Iron Nails? Is that how your eye was ruined? Knoll's face turns hard. None of your business, Burke. Why, would you like a matching wound for your collection? No, that particular one's not quite me. She laughs heartily. Aye, and I don't think you have much room for other scars besides. Can you tell me about this place? Look, Cutter, I have lots of work to do. Nails aren't finding their way into me bag while I'm spilling chant with you. Why don't you go pick another Cutter's brain box for that time? About that for a time. Perhaps I will. Farewell. Okay. Doesn't seem like we really get much from her.
I'm gone.
Labor? You see a lean, tired-looking man. His clothes reek of dirt and sweat, and he looks out of breath. He ignores you as you approach. He looks like one of the common laborers of the marketplace. Okay, we got an ad coming up in a couple minutes, so let me let's do that before we get into another chat with someone. And Craddock, I believe, is who we are looking for, yeah. Find Craddock for Bane the Sender. Okay, so we'll go talk to him after the ad break.